Good evening. I'm Greg Sharpe. Here is tonight's sports ticker. The Huskers held their final practice before Saturday's opener against Illinois. Afterwards, head coach Scott Frost said that he and the team are ready for the game.
Yeah, we've been putting emphasis on special teams all camp, all spring. I think the guys are ready and excited for Saturday.
We'll have more from the head coach coming up later on in the hour. Husker Volleyball announced today that their opening match of the year against Tulsa, it's been canceled in accordance with COVID-19 protocols. That means that the Huskers will now begin their season tomorrow night at 6:30 against Colgate. Ticket holders will be refunded for tickets and parking that has been previously purchased for that Tulsa match. The Husker soccer team is in Waco tonight to face the Baylor Bears. The match begins at 7 o'clock. The Huskers have gotten themselves off to a 2-0 start and have not allowed a goal yet in the 2021 campaign. Around Major League Baseball, some afternoon games that have taken place around the big leagues and finals in the books. It was the Orioles blasting the Angels 13-1. The Reds over the Brewers 5-1. The White Sox turned back the Blue Jays 10-7. Games under the lights tonight. Cardinals and Pirates about ready to get underway. Same thing in Philadelphia with the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Giants and Mets will play in New York. Rangers and Indians in Cleveland, Twins and Red Sox in Boston, Nationals and Marlins also getting ready to get underway. Dodgers and Padres continue their series out in San Diego after a marathon match last night. Yankees and Athletics and Royals and Mariners also play later tonight. Those are today's headlines. I'm Greg Sharpe.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time.
Xavier Betts in motion. He gets the flip on the jet motion. And there he goes. 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Xavier Betts finds the end zone, and the Huskers now lead it 16-3.
Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down. Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are. It's our final show of the week because of Husker Volleyball tonight, so we're going to make it a good one. Looking forward to getting into this. We'll play some clips from the head coach who met with the media earlier today. We'll also hear the latest podcast with Jeremiah Searles that Jessica recorded earlier today. He's fired up and ready for this season to get going. And then
I didn't sit him down. I thought we were going to have to strap him into the seat. He's going to run through that door right there.
Ease up, big fella. And then it's our football show coming up in hour number 2. And, whoa, it's going to be fun having the defensive coordinator, Eric Chenander, in here tonight. But I want to start with volleyball. Pretty stark reminder, Jessica, that this pandemic is not behind us, as we got the announcement earlier today that no match tomorrow at 11 for the Huskers.
Yeah, I mean, it stinks just because, it was going to be a fun day. We were talking about people take a long lunch break and spend all day, watching some volleyball. And, yeah, I mean, it was going to be a good test for them, too, and an opportunity to play and get a lot of athletes out there and a lot of players and matches and see how it goes. But, yeah, tough break. And as you mentioned, just a stark reminder that it could hit at any time.
Team's got to be disappointed. I mean, you're sitting there going, okay, 11. You still know you're going to play that day, but you were looking forward to having 2 matches and really getting this thing going.
When we talked to Lauren, she was saying about how that was going to be a big challenge for this team because you don't normally play at 11 a.m. or you don't play early, and then you don't play 2 games. So they were going to have to prepare for that. So now it's like you've been preparing to play this early match, and then it's just 1 tomorrow. But at least it's still on with the 3 teams that are going to be able to make it.
Yep, Kansas State will be here and Colgate will be here. So it's Colgate tomorrow night for the Huskers, 6:30, 6 o'clock for pregame coverage, and then they will face the Wildcats at 4 o'clock
which
on
Coach
Saturday.
Cook said could be potentially a good challenge for them.
They're a good program.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of players back, the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. So that will be a good challenge for them out of the gate.
And people have emailed me this week about, why is that match at 4? The football game won't be getting over. Well, again, television dictates that, and BTN is televising that match. So that's why it is at 4 o'clock. And you said you think it's part of a triple header for BTN on Saturday for volleyball.
That's what Coach Cook said,
Yeah.
And he really praised that. He said he kind of said it's about time, but the fact that the volleyball, as we've talked about on here, yeah, it for Husker fans, it's kind of a booger bit because, the football game kind of is so early as well. But for volleyball in this sport, it's massive. It's great coverage. It's great exposure. And that's what you got to have for the sport to continue to grow and gain in popularity.
As Nebraska and Illinois is the only football game on Saturday, so volleyball is underway. And so they're taking advantage of the schedule, and BTN's loading up with coverage that day. Good for them, the ability to do that. Also today, the athletic department and Trev Alberts, who was on with us last night, alluded to that this was coming, did put out their policy for face coverings at home athletic events here for the fall. And it's pretty much what I think we thought it would be. At football, it's just highly recommended unless you get into an elevator, then you have to put a mask on. And for those of us roaming around the press box, we'll have to wear masks as well. But particularly if you're in a club area, a suite, they strongly recommend that. They strongly recommend that you put it on at the games. And I know it may be 85, 90 degrees next week for kickoff. It's going to be hot. So that was what was put out today. The Devaney Center, it is mandatory to wear your mask at the Devaney Center. You obviously can lift the mask off to drink or eat, but then put it back on because it's inside, and that's where the mask mandate is kicked in. Soccer, like football, because you're outside, it's just strongly recommended. So we kind of thought this was coming, and it came out earlier today.
Yeah, and we heard Trev talking about it last night. You don't want to risk the potential of losing home games, losing half your attendance, if you have to pull back on attendance. So kind of trying to get, I don't know if you can get ahead of it, but, trying to keep it from spreading even more so that you can keep those full capacity crowds. And we've heard these student athletes say how important it is to them, how much they're looking forward to playing in front of full capacity crowds, how important this crowd is to what they do. Listen to the volleyball players on Saturday. They said, I don't know how we did a season without these fans last year. So they don't want to risk losing even half, the fans. They want that home field advantage, that home court advantage for football. As we've heard Scott Frost say how big of a disadvantage that was. So they want to keep, these facilities at full capacity. And the best way to do that is to mandate that mask.
So if mask mandate. If you have any other questions about it, that all is put up at Huskers.com. You can go find that there. If you have a question, if you're going to one of the venues in the next couple of weeks, that all the information is there. Pretty much for Hibner for soccer, Memorial for football, it's recommended, not required unless you're inside. And then the Devaney, it is required because that is an inside venue for volleyball. Doug on our text line did say, since Tulsa can't play, is that considered a forfeit? No, because it's not a conference game.
Yeah.
So
got a couple of questions about that in the chat as well, asking about that. Question has been posed today numerous times, but yeah, I think that's for if it's a Big Ten conference matchup, an SEC conference matchup, that's when it's a forfeit and a win.
Not a non-conference matchup, which that is what all the matches are this weekend, and all the matches next weekend for Nebraska volleyball are non-conference matchups. A good question, and that's not the first time I'm sure people have thought of that during the day today, but no forfeit just because they can't get here. But it shows you the importance of, not that the vaccine is bulletproof. It's not. You can still get COVID, but that's why it was encouraging to hear Trev last night say 90% vaccination rate with a football team. We haven't heard that from some of the other sports, but I would say it's probably in that same range for Husker athletics across the sporting board. But here we go, right out of the gate. Tulsa can't come, and so Colgate loses a match, Kansas State loses a match, and Nebraska loses a match with the Golden Hurricane not able to bring their team up north for the matches this weekend. Disappointing.
No doubt. And Tulsa's got to be disappointing too, because, every team, how many times have we heard that there's just not an atmosphere like this in college volleyball?
Right.
And so teams, even though it's daunting, look forward to coming here and experiencing this atmosphere. And Tulsa will probably never get to experience, something like this, to this magnitude for the rest of the season. So, they've got to be disappointed as well. We also had a question here about Nicklin Hames, and Coach Cook reported she'll be fine, but she's definitely out this weekend. So he's going to tweak, and even didn't know a couple nights ago exactly how this weekend was going to go down. But now with just the two matches, that maybe will change a little bit of the game plan. But no Nicklin Hames for this weekend, but she will be back.
Yeah, that's the good news. It's not a long-term injury to keep her out for multiple weeks after a scary moment at the red-white scrimmage last week. Well, conference realignment, a topic that we hit on quite a bit in the last 5-6 weeks after the bombshell report that Texas and Oklahoma are going to depart the Big 12 and go to the SEC. The Pac-12 did come out with a statement today. They are not at this time looking to expand, which may or may not be what the other 8 schools of the Big 12 wanted to hear today. But the Pac-12 standing pat. We've kind of speculated the Big Ten is not going to do anything in the short term either. So now I think the Big 12, the other 8 schools that are left, the Kansas schools, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, and the rest of them probably now have to look at trying to go find members to add to their league. Yeah,
and I also wonder, too, I saw something the other day about if the college football playoff doesn't happen as quickly, if it's going to be halted a little bit, maybe Oklahoma and Texas stay in the Big 12 a little bit longer, maybe buy some time for everybody. I don't know if that's the case, but I still don't think we're even close to figuring this thing out yet either. Right. So nobody really wanting to kind of take that first jump right now with so much still unknown.
So there's the next domino to fall. Now the ball's kind of back in Bob Bowlesby, who's the Big 12 Commissioner's Court. What does he do? Where does he go from here to try to piece this thing together? All right, those are some of the headlines we have today. We're going to hear some comments, just a couple of them from Coach Frost. He didn't have a lot to really say today. I think he's tired of talking. He's ready for this team to play. I think we're all ready to see this team play so that we kind of form our own opinions about what this running back room looks like or what the wide receiver rotation may be or how's the defense standing up. Have they improved in special teams? All those things are out there for us to view in this coming game that starts at a little after 12 in Champaign on Saturday. So we have that. Jeremiah Searles will join us later in the hour. We certainly would love to get your thoughts and what you are hoping to see on Saturday at 402-413-2400. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance and buy it online at woodhouse.com. More of the show coming up.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Shop Woodhouse first for all of your pre-owned vehicle needs. We offer a variety of quality used makes and models across 16 different locations. You can shop with confidence knowing our pre-owned vehicles complete a comprehensive inspection upon arrival. Visit us for a test drive today or online anytime at woodhouse.com. Making your car buying experience better. This is Woodhouse.
You need harvest results, not another radio ad. So let's get to the point. Channel Seedsmen place products to perform in your fields, and the results can speak for themselves. Get yield results from your area and less yapping at channel.com/yield. Huh, I guess less talking means more time for music. Classic rock, anyone? That's channel.com/yield for local harvest results. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a Husker fan favorite for generations, with tradition baked into every pizza. And now, Valentino's Pizza, Poster, and Pepsi is back. Get 2 jumbo one-topping pizzas for $17.79 each when you buy 2 and a free Husker football schedule poster. Add a 2-liter of Pepsi for only $1.99. Place your order for carryout, curbside pickup, or delivery at valentinos.com. Valentino's, proud to be the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections. When it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/priority care.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Woohoo! Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Addie Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, downtown, and the OG location in Millard. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Welcome back, Sports Nightly here inside our beautiful new network broadcast center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer. 27 locations across Nebraska and down into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Thursday night. Last show of the week for us. Husker Volleyball will be on the air tomorrow night at this time. And so our last chance to talk about this matchup with Illinois. We're going to get some clips from the head coach here in just a little bit. Jim in Columbus said on our text line, I'm confused. I keep seeing 12 o'clock, but some people think that's 11 o'clock. And I get that because a lot of times you'll see a TV promo and they'll say 1 o'clock, or it is 12. Actually, to be exact, it's 12:20 Central Time is when they'll kick this one off.
And what? So, but it's 12:20.
12:20 Central.
It's 12:20 Central there too. We don't lose an hour.
Don't lose an hour in Illinois. You go one more state over, you would. It would be Eastern time there. But yeah, 12:20. There you go. 8 o'clock pregame here on the network. I know some people are getting nervous because they haven't gotten their tickets yet. Trev Alberts talked about this last night, that he takes blame for it because he said, well, his first day on the job, he goes, we need to make paper tickets available for people that want them. And you left the show last night, went over there and tried to help stuff some envelopes, right?
Yeah, I mean, because of the last minute kind of change, and a lot of fans, when they gave them that option, wanted the paper tickets. And so, man, they have been working all week. They've been up there till, after midnight, and a bunch of them over there. So we got an email about, them needing help to get them out. And I know they're getting a lot of calls about it. They're coming. They're coming very soon. They're going to have them out. You probably have them, for sure by next week, but they're coming very soon. I think they're in a good spot. They're almost done with everything, but they've been working tirelessly to get everybody their tickets. They're coming. They will be there. So just be patient with them. But that was, people wanted that, and they made it happen, and they are doing everything they can to make it happen. And, shout out to them. I told them we'd give them a shout out on the show. They deserve it because they are just going nonstop over there.
And they've had some student athletes who've come in to help. I think one of the tennis teams went in there to help and offer their services for this thing. So be patient. You still have 9 days before we have a home game. And so you're going to get them. I know they started going out late last week. I've talked to some people that got them late on Friday or Saturday last week. I've talked to others that haven't gotten theirs yet, and so they're waiting. Just be patient. They are headed your way.
Because usually when these tickets are printed, it's done way early. So this is kind of, as Trev mentioned, he did. He took the blame for it, but that's what fans wanted, and so they're making it happen. And
also on our text line, Ian wants to know who we think's the starting running back.
I mean, I said it, I think, the first week of camp. I think it's Sevion Morrison. I'm going to stick with him.
Okay. I'm going Gabe Irvin. There's so many intriguing things. Who lines up first and how important. I know it's important to players and athletes. They want to be known as a starter. But to me, when we see the final stat sheet and who had the most carries, who had the most impact on the game may be the biggest thing. But,
and if somebody fumbles, that could change things too. You've got to hold on to the ball. And, we're going to hear from Jeremiah a little bit later, and we talk about this on the podcast. Actually, I don't think we did talk about it on the podcast. We might have talked about it before. But whoever it is that's named the number one guy, your job's that's not going to be the number one guy. Might not be for the rest of the season. It could change a couple of different times. If someone gets in there, gets hot, busts off for over 100 yards, that might be the guy the next week for the home opener. So just whoever is the starting running back for this week, that's not locked in for the rest of the season.
All right, the head coach met with the media after the practice today. Last chance to hear from him before we kick this thing off in 2 days. Special teams has certainly been something his team has focused a great deal on in the spring and in the fall. Is he expecting to see improvement in that phase with this team?
Yeah, we've been putting an emphasis on special teams all camp, all spring. I think the guys are ready and excited for Saturday.
The one thing that's really interesting about this matchup is a new coaching staff on the other sideline and Brett Bielema with all new guys that he's never really coached with as well. The head coach was asked, have you gone back and watched tape from all those guys and where they've been before? How do you approach going into a game with that much uncertainty?
I think they're good coaches. There's good coaches all over this league. We're guessing a little bit as to what they're going to do, and we're doing our best to get our guys ready for the game Saturday.
I don't know what else you do. I mean, you don't quite know what they're going to run, and you just kind of make best guess.
Yeah, Samori Toure was on Adrian's podcast. I listened to that, and then Jeremiah also brought it up about this game one out of the gate is not as much about what the opponent's going to do. It's more about what you are doing and how you're going to handle certain situations, especially for the offense. It's about what game plan you're going to execute. It's less about them and more about us.
And I think that's true. I think you can really turn the table. If Nebraska could get off to a good start, you put them into scramble mode because they're they're still trying to figure out what their systems work and all that. So, and
they don't know what they're going to do in certain situations.
Exactly,
they haven't been in them. So if you do that, then they might not know what they're going to do if they get down 21-0.
That's exactly right. Well, so and this dovetails into that a little bit about maybe you just do what you do and then let them maybe react to you. Here's the coach talking more about that.
No, we're always going to do what's best for the kids and their health and their safety and their well-being. Our whole staff is committed to that. And we're doing that every day, try to get them ready to play Saturday.
Going to be hot. It's going to be 90 degrees, so it's going to both teams' depth will be tested as they make their way through this game. I like Nebraska's depth, Jessica, in a lot of areas of this team. I think I think Nebraska will be a deeper team, even though Illinois has got all those seniors back. I think Nebraska's quality of depth will be better than Illinois'. Which
also kind of provides an interesting challenge for this coaching staff, because you've seen it on fall camp. You see it in fall camp, and certain guys might have emerged, but you have to get it done on Saturdays. So if for some reason a guy doesn't maybe necessarily show up or make some mistakes, you got other guys that you can call on and give them an opportunity. So it's not like you're relying on one guy. That also keeps the guys that are in those one spots. You can't get complacent, because there's somebody behind you that is chomping at the bit to take your spot. Absolutely, and that's what good competition depth does. You better be on your toes, or you're not guaranteed to hang on to that job. Buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. All right, first time in nearly 2 years, Huskers are going to play a football game in front of fans, other than the spring game in May. That was an inter-squad scrimmage. This will be our actual game in front of fans. Coach was asked about that impact on this one.
College football is a better game when the fans are involved. There's more passion in college football than any other sport, in my opinion. We missed our fans. Hope there's a lot of Nebraska fans in the stadium on Saturday. That's part of the experience that you love. And I can't wait to get on the field with this group of kids. This is far and away my favorite group of kids I've been around since I've been here.
He's exactly right. Fans make atmospheres, whether it's in a football stadium, a basketball arena, the Devaney Center for volleyball. I've talked to some folks at Illinois today. They're expecting between 45 and 50. It holds about 60, so it's going to be about 80% full. Should be a pretty good atmosphere. And I know they're fired up with their new coach. They think they've hit the home run here with Bielema. Yeah, and I talked about this when he had his first press conference, or first game week press conference. They're trying to get the students involved, because as we've said so many times, how important the student body is to that home field advantage, and Brett Bielema is trying to get them involved. Jeremiah talked about that Bielema is a really good football coach. And, even though, the records might not have showed it at Arkansas, he's proven that he's a good football coach. And so I think people, at Illinois are excited that he's there, and excited for, there's just so many great storylines going into this game, in addition to it just being the first game out of the gate. Gonna be fun. Hey, Valentino's pizza, poster, Pepsi, it's all back. Get 2 jumbo 1-topping pizzas for $17.99 each, and a free Husker schedule poster with a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi for just $1.99. Valentino's, it's the official pizza of the Huskers, the way pizza should be. Phone lines are open, 402-413-2400 if you want to dot us up with a comment, a question, or fire off a text. You can jump into our YouTube chat room. We also stream the Sports Alley every night. You can get in there with some fellow Huskers and have some fun jostling back and forth. When we come back, we're going to hear the latest podcast with Jeremiah Searles. That's next.
Shop with confidence at Woodhouse and experience the difference. Start and end your car buying journey online with our streamlined sales process. Our knowledgeable sales teams will guide you to the perfect vehicle that exceeds your expectations. Visit one of our 16 locations for a test drive today, or online anytime at woodhouse.com. Streamlining your car buying experience. This is Woodhouse.
From Alfred Hitchfield, the master of suspense.
They're growing. Today, there are 1,000. And tomorrow, there will be 2,000.
Comes a tale of mystery and multiplication.
In a year, there'll be 365,000 and 3,650,000 in 10 years.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about here?
The dollars you get if you win Lucky for Life from the Nebraska Lottery. $1,000 a day for life.
What's with the scary music?
We do lots of movie trailers. Force of habit.
Top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
There is no place like Nebraska. And there's no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska. Providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farm equipment, and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sappbrothers.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit DeToe Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or DeToeSubaru.com.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Husker fans, looking for a seat in Memorial Stadium? Custom 3-game mini plans are available now for only $195. Choose any combination of the 6 games available. Matchups available in the 3-game plan include the home opener versus Fordham, Buffalo, Northwestern, Michigan, Purdue, and Iowa. Don't miss this opportunity to join the greatest fans in college sports and help fill Memorial Stadium. To build your mini plan, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving up an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes! Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it.
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything. Game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You can win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from Woodhouse Auto Family this season. If the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, Woodhouse is going to give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and rules, go to huskers.com/Woodhouse. Our winner this week, Jennifer King from Wilbur. Congratulations, Jennifer, and good luck to you this week. So first or second half kickoff. If it's brought back, got a chance to win yourself a truck. That's awesome. Cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right, what's happening in the chat room?
So there's lots of chatter, a lot of excitement about the game, but one of the kind of big topics was talking about Adrian running the football and how much we might see that. And I mean, I think they got running backs now that they feel really, really confident handing the ball off to.
My over-under on carries for him Saturday might be around 10. You're not going to totally take that away because that's a big part of his game.
Right.
It's a big part of the offense, so it's not going to be 0. But I think if they could keep it around 10 a game, I think they would like that. Problem is, he's been so hard on Illinois. He's been really good against them. So, but I don't want to see him running more than about 10 times a game.
What's great about it is that he's already proven, as you mentioned, that that's a weapon that he has. And so people still have to prepare for it, whether he does it as much as he has before in the past or not. You still have to have that in the back of your mind. Like, this guy can tuck it and go and really hurt us in that way. So that is a wrinkle that defenses just hate to prepare for, that the fact that he does have that ability. But, you know, you've got the, you know, O-line that you're confident in. You got the running backs. And so I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to rely really heavily on those running backs to try to get the run game going.
That's exactly what I think the plan going in is. Sometimes we know some plans get kind of tossed to the side if they're not overly effective. Buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Another edition of Sidelines with Searles is about ready to hit the podcast venue, right?
I think it's up on most platforms, but yes, by the end of the show tonight, you can listen to the latest sideline scoop with Searles. I mentioned earlier, I mean, he needed a seatbelt in his chair. He is fired up. He is ready to go. And great breakdown. He's going to be a great addition to the broadcast team. He loves being a part of, you know, Go Big Red and being on the sidelines. And so he's got a lot of great perspective. He's done a lot of film study. So he is ready to go and just kind of started off with, and this is just a portion of it, but starting off with the game plan and how you prepare for a team like Illinois where you don't know the coaching staff. That being said, I mean, we've heard it. You don't really know what to expect with this Illinois coaching staff. So what do you think they're doing, and how much does that even matter in this first game?
You know, the first game is so much less about what the other team does and so much more about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we're sitting over here in Lincoln going, we don't know what they're going to do. We don't know. They don't really know what we're going to do either. Because I guarantee you Scott and Chenander and Lubick are all going to go out there and not just be like, yep, here's what we looked like last year. We look exactly the same. We've got wrinkles. We've got change-ups. And the way that first games are won is by minimizing the mistakes. They're by minimizing the errors and the fumbles and the offsides and taking care of the small things and then adjusting to things as the game goes on. The team that adjusts best will win this football game. The team that can come to the sideline, make the real-time adjustments, and then put it right back on the field the next series and execute it is the team I think that's really going to have the leg up in this game.
You mentioned errors last year against Illinois, 5 turnovers, 41-23 final, 2 fumbles, 3 interceptions. You know, I really feel like this team is ready to not talk about last year and kind of move forward, and it's a different team. It's a different feel. But if you were a player on that team, how much do you maybe look at that and look at, you know, those errors, but then also the defensive line and how much Illinois was really able to run all over the place?
You know, I think that if you're looking back at 2020 season against Illinois, it couldn't have started any worse. I mean, right out the gate, backwards pass, that wasn't really a backwards pass, and then allowed them a short field. They go down and score, and the snowball didn't really stop from there. And so if you're a guy that played in that game last year, you absolutely are tired of hearing about it. Because I promise you the coach has been talking about it and talking about, hey, we could have won this game, but guess what? Look at all the errors we had and why we didn't win this game. Look at all the reasons why we didn't. And as a player, you look at that and go, okay, if we just stop doing dumb things and we just focus on executing the X's and O's of the game at a high level, we should be able to go out there and beat this team. And I thoroughly believe that after watching the tape. I thoroughly believe if you can get out of your own way as a Husker, we should go out there and beat this team. There's a lot more question marks on their team than there is on our team. And all you have to do is make that other team, like I talked about the adjustments, make them start questioning themselves while we're doing our thing and we're rolling and we're just popping after it and we're just going after those guys, and allow them to make the doubts and allow them to start playing like not to make a mistake and allow us to play free and fast and physical.
Well, Adrian Martinez has been a big topic about, I mean, obviously this offense is going to go how he goes, right? And A lot of talk about how confident he is, how he's had such a great camp, and he's played well against Illinois in his career. He didn't start the game last year, but in 2 career starts, 791 yards of total offense. 2019, the last time that Nebraska went to Illinois, he had a heck of a game. 328 passing yards, 118 rushing yards, just the second 300 passing, 100-yard rushing game in school history. Can he take something away from that when you're talking about confidence and his need to keep that confidence level high? He's talked about that. Can you maybe reflect on that and be like, hey, I had a heck of a game here last time I played in this stadium?
Yeah, he remembers it. I remember that game. That was a fun game to watch. It was back and forth and all over, up and down, and both teams were scoring. And he just stays so cool throughout all of that. He always has, whether it's been a high of a high or a low of a low. He's been very cool, but I promise you he's going to walk on that field and remember those moments. He's going to have a little bit of swagger to him where he remembers the last time he walked off that field, he bawled. And so I think he's going to walk in there with a lot of confidence, and it's going to take 1 or 2 plays for him to really fire up that confidence and pick right back up where he left there. But again, he's one of those guys that he had some errors in that game too. He had a couple turnovers in that game, and they were still able to win. He, again, is thinking, if I just clean up 1 or 2 things, my ball security, my decision-making, it shouldn't be close because I should be able to do exactly what I did, but even better now that I'm an old guy and not a young guy here. So I think he's going to have all the confidence in the world walking in Memorial Stadium in Illinois.
And as you started kind of diving into Illinois, you had some guys on the defense. So Adrian's going to have a hard time with a couple guys in particular for the Illinois defense.
Yeah, I mean, you start looking at this Illinois defense, they have a lot of NFL talent on that defense. I've been able to kind of look at the national grades that I got, the Blesto grades, and look at what the NFL views these guys, which if you want to be successful in college, it's no secret, you need to have NFL talent. First guy I want to talk about is a guy named Calvin Avery and Roderick Perry, the 2 defensive linemen for them. So they switched to a 3-4. It's pretty apparent when you read stuff like when Brett Bielema got here, all the DNs and then switched to outside linebackers. That's usually the tall tale sign, like, okay, these dudes are going to be standing up on the outside and there's going to be a 3-4. So you start looking, okay, the 2 beef eaters inside. Every 3-4 has them, right? We have Daniels. These guys have Avery and Perry. Guys are both 300-plus pounds. One's 335, one's 315. And they're just going to be there to 2-gap and eat space. And so when you're talking about a physical run game, it's really going to be a lot on Juergens moving that nose guard. It's going to be a lot on those tackles digging out those 4 eyes. So those are the guys up front for the Illini that I was talking about. But now you talk about the matchup between the guards and the linebackers. When it's a true 3-4 scheme, those guards usually have free runs up to those linebackers. And that's where really the hay is made or the negative plays are made. Jake Hansen is a problem. This guy, if you do not put a hat on a hat, number 35, make sure you're watching him. He'll make every tackle on the field. He plays with his hair on fire. He plays physical downhill, but he's also kind of a slinky player. He knows how to avoid the contact, knows how to avoid the hits. We have 2 new guards. My guess, if I was like betting man, is going to be Ethan Piper and Mitch Schichterman are going to be in there getting after the Hansen, and Tolson is the other linebacker that I'm going to guess is going to start for them. They didn't come out with the depth chart, so we're all kind of speculating here. But I think that those 2 guys is going to be the key matchup with the guards and if this run game is going to be able to get going or not, because you got to make sure you put a hat on a hat for both those guys because they played a lot of football.
So that's just a portion of this week's episode of Sideline Scoop with Searles. Lots of other great stuff that we talked about and dove into. So that's up right now and wherever you listen to podcasts.
Very good. I just can't wait for Saturday to get here. I mean, it just seems like we've reviewed this team, and what we need a game to really get into more of the what's this. And I know the fans feel the same way about that. Great stuff from Jeremiah. Looking forward to hearing that all fall from him. And that usually drops Thursday night, Friday.
Yes.
Kind of
yep. And now we were taking a couple weeks off during fall camp, but now that we're in game week, we'll have it every week.
Absolutely. All right, 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to dot us up with a comment or question here. Still time for you to be a part of this hour. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's our Nebraska football show. Defensive coordinator Eric Chinander will be here for the entire hour. Take your comments and questions as well as he gets ready to dial up a game plan to stop the Illini over the weekend. Our Sports Only Hotline is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. More of the show straight ahead.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. With a combination of strong academics and affordability, UNL offers an excellent educational value. This year, the university was named one of the Princeton Review's best value colleges. And the new Nebraska Promise and Career Scholarship programs are connecting more hardworking Huskers with financial help so they can pursue their dreams.
Trade in and trade up at Woodhouse today. Experience our wide range of inventory from our 16 different locations and 18 different brands, where we're sure to have a vehicle for you. Locate your vehicle online at woodhouse.com and shop your preferred dealership. And we make it convenient for you with the option to finance and buy online from the comfort of your own home. Visit one of our convenient locations closest to you or shop all of our inventory online at woodhouse.com today. Making car buying easier. This is Woodhouse.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving up an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes. Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it.
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything. Game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
We're back inside of our beautiful Husker Radio studio, which is sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and down into Kansas. Acres solutions for every field. Time for you to be a part of the show, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text, or jump inside of our chat room on our YouTube channel and have some fun with some Husker folks in there. They sometimes get a little overboard. They sometimes have too much fun in that chat room. Let's go to the phones. Russ in Lincoln's up next. Good evening, Russ. Russ, you there? Yeah, may have to have him call back. Maybe he walked away from the phone or not. So Russ calls back if you got something you want to add to the program here tonight. Huskers will be leaving for Champaign tomorrow and then off to the stadium. And I hope, and Scott Frost said this in one of the clips earlier, he's hoping to see a lot of red in the stands. Huskers usually travel pretty well. I would guess there'll be several thousand Nebraska fans that make it there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people excited about, seeing what this team, there's been so much talk, and this team has, said all the right things, and I think people excited to see what the product is, and with such a huge matchup right out of the gate. Definitely want to see that one, and missing out on it a year ago. I mean, I sometimes forget because, I wasn't here, but I was in a conference where there were fans. And so, but the fact that it's been 2 years since some fans have been able to watch college football, it's an exciting opportunity.
Just so weird being at Ohio State and here in Lincoln and nobody there. Not nobody. There were a couple parents that were there, but you put 400 people in a place that seats 90,000 and it doesn't match.
It's just not
like a practice.
It's not college football, It's just not. As you said earlier, it's what makes it great, and I don't know if I was a player, if I could get up in a situation like that.
I don't know how you do. I just don't know how you do. It's like a scrimmage. You're like, oh, it's in a practice, then a scrimmage. Because you feed off, whether you're a visitor or you're the home team, you feed off the energy of the fans that are standing around you.
Yeah, and, some guys, Samori Toure was saying how he likes to kind of go on the road. He's always been kind of a road atmosphere guy because they like that us against the world mentality, kind of overtaking all the odds. You're going to face adversity on the road. That's really exciting for some players. And if you don't get that, if you're not motivated by that on the road, because there's no fans up there, it's the same thing.
Let's go back. Let's try Russ again. Hey, Russ, welcome to the program.
Can you hear me now?
We got you. Yes, sir.
Hey, Russ.
Hey, how's it going? I could hear you guys. You guys couldn't hear me. Anyhow, thanks for taking my call. Listen to you guys about every night. I guess my big plea to everybody out there within the state, within the program, everything, media, let's start projecting some positivity out there. I'm a terrible person too when we lose, but we need to project some positivity across the state. We need to get behind Scott. We need to get behind this team and whatever Husker program's playing. There's just too much negativity and. These kids are working hard. The coaches are working hard. They're trying to give us something to be proud of. And let's try getting behind these guys once instead of just hammering them all the time between the media and the national media and the local media. And let's go get this thing Saturday and let's start turning this thing around. I just think Saturday's huge, and I think it's going to set the tone for the turnaround that we've been looking for. And there's going to be a lot of eyes nationwide to see what we're going to do. And there's going to be some recruits out there that may be thinking differently about Nebraska after Saturday. So that would be my biggest plea to everybody is let's knock off the negativity. Let's be positive, myself included. And let's get behind these guys and let's give Scott some support, the players some support. And quit bringing them down. Let's bring this thing up.
Love it.
Beautiful. Russ, appreciate it. Thank you for the phone call.
Great message.
A win would do just that.
Oh,
it really
huge.
would. It changes the way the air, the smell in the air. It's different. Winning does that. Losing brings it the other way. Russ, appreciate that. I think we all could use a little bit of that in our life.
Absolutely. And not just for the fans, but for the team, it'd just be huge for the confidence. And then you just keep growing that confidence. And then, that's another thing that we've talked a lot about is up here in your mind. If you're winning a game before you step on the field as opposed to doubting it can make a huge difference on how you play on Saturday. So once you start getting that confidence and believing that, you're winning those games and this team has the right attitude. And you heard JoJo Doman talking about it earlier this week about how much it's changed. It has definitely changed. The attitude, the belief, this locker room, the building, the whole building is different. There's a different kind of feel around this team this year.
Chuck on our text line says, love the show. Agree with that caller. If Big Red blows out Illinois, do you think the narrative changes in the media? Chuck, that's what I said. I think a win changes a lot of things. I think people look at everything differently. That's what the difference is with a win on a Saturday or not. So love that. Keep that coming as we get ready for this game here in less than 48 hours now. Nebraska 811 says go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. Husker soccer about ready to kick her off down in Waco. Good luck to the Husker women. Keep this thing rolling.
What a great start. They've outscoring opponents 8-0 and got a couple big ones on the road. Could very easily come back 4-0, but coming up soon, I think they're going to be a fun team to watch this year.
Little Big 12 swing for them. They're playing Baylor tonight, and they'll play Oklahoma over the weekend. So, yeah, go down there. Got a nice road win at Missouri the other night. Obviously, in the RPI world, road wins mean a lot. So they've got one. Maybe get another one down there tonight. So good luck to John Walker and his squad as they kick this off in just a couple of minutes. All right, hour one in the books. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of this one. Our football show coming up on the other side. Defensive coordinator Eric Chinander. We hope he finds his way to the studios. We'll chat with him next.
Hit us us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The future of banking has arrived. Get ready for an exciting new approach that takes banking to the next level. Welcome to i3 Bank, locally owned and managed with nearly 100 years of experience. Right here in Nebraska, we combine innovative solutions with a reputation of integrity to make an impact on the customers and communities we serve. Discover how much better intelligent banking can be. Visit i3.bank to learn more. That's i3.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Addie Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, downtown, and the OG location in Millard. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
To throw, steps, throws, pass, intercepted. Far side, Cam Taylor-Britt to the 50, Britt to the 40, 35, spun out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Cam Taylor-Britt gets his 4th career INT, and the Huskers in business after their 3rd pick in 2 weeks.
Let's go. Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Nebraska Football Show. Presented by Bayer, science for a better life. Your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com. Here's your host, Greg Sharpe.
Thank you. Welcome to our football show for the week. Huskers getting ready for their opening game of the year on Saturday against the Fighting Illini. It is a 12:20 kickoff on Saturday from Memorial Stadium in Champaign. Our pregame coverage here on the network will begin at 8 a.m. and delighted to have with us tonight for the hour, Husker defensive coordinator Eric Chinander. You look different than I saw you like 2 days ago. A little haircut, a little trim here. Looks good.
Yeah, happy haircut day. I think we've been in the office working for about 2 months, so everybody snuck out on kind of Thursdays, the one afternoon we can get out of there for an hour or so. So everybody got haircuts today.
Look, and with 99-degree temperatures we had today, it's a pretty good time of year to do that.
Yeah.
Cool off.
Nope, we had to go high and tight and low on the top so we could get cool.
Let's talk about the heat a little bit. I think game is supposed to be right around 90 in Champaign. Do you feel like you're prepared for that as you go into this one?
Yeah, I think we've had a good mix of days out in the heat during fall camp and also some days inside to get the guys' legs back under them. Earlier this week we had some great practices outside, and it was pretty balmy out there during those days. But I think the guys are embracing the elements, and I think they've realized that it doesn't matter if it's 90 and sunny or if it's -9 and snowy. We have a job to do, and we have to do it to the best of our ability, and we have to go out there and win football games.
This is where depth could really come in. You've talked pretty glowingly about the depth you feel like you have on your side of the ball.
Yeah, really pleased with the guys. The fastest guys that run out of gas are those guys up front that are rushing the passer and stopping the run. So I think we have pretty good depth, both inside and outside up front. We've got good depth in the linebacker position, and the DBs have plenty of guys to rotate in there as well. So I think, even though it should be a pretty hot day by all indications, I think we have a lot of guys that are going to play in the football game, both on defense and in special teams.
How competitive a camp do you feel like you just had?
I feel like it's definitely the most competitive camp that we've had since we've been here. The competition between the offensive line and the defensive line was fun to watch. Competition one-on-ones every day, wide receivers and DBs was always very spirited. A lot of trash talking going on out there, which is a good thing when you're trying to develop the competitive nature in guys, and just you're trying to sharpen each other's sword by great competition. So it's really fun to watch, and I think those scrimmages and some live goal line periods and those types of things really helped us to get ready for the season.
Those big boys up front, they're the ones that usually can use a blow more. You raised some eyebrows, I think it was 2 weeks ago, when you said you're not so sure you're not almost 3 deep at some of those spots up front.
Yeah, that's right. Inside, I definitely feel like there's, if we're in our 4-down stuff, there's definitely 6 guys that can go through there and play in the game and play meaningful reps, not just depth to say you have depth, but there's a lot of guys that can go through there and rush. And on the outside, I feel like there's 5 or 6 that can go and contribute to the football team as well. So I'm pleased with where we're at there. I think Coach Tuioti and Coach Dawson have done a great job of developing that group.
NCAA is limited a little bit how many days of full pads you can have during your August drills. Did that hinder you at all, or is that just you do what you got to do?
Yeah, I think you do what you got to do, and I think we did a really good job of scripting out practice and scheduling out practice. But, I think they limit it to full pads, which is, I don't know if it matters if you're in half pads or full pads on some days, because you're not always tackling to the ground. Those 6 days were only days you could tackle to the ground, but other than that, you could still get the appropriate work done within practice, the same thing you would have got done in any other year. So I think it didn't affect us as much as people thought it did.
So you're comfortable going into this thing with tackling. You feel like you've done enough of that the guys will be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, you can never be too sure, obviously, because, until you're facing live bullets and you're actually taking people to the ground, you don't know. But we've had a couple chances in scrimmages to see if there's anybody out there that can't tackle, and I don't feel like that's the case right now. And we've worked tackling quite a bit in the offseason, leverage tackling, one-on-one situations. Coaches have done a great job drilling it. And then, like I said, we got live bullets on the goal line, and we had some live scrimmages during fall camp that really allowed us to evaluate that process.
How do you gauge the speed you have on your side of the ball? Do you feel like it's adequate? I mean, obviously you can go through testing and do all those type of things, but where do you feel like you are speed-wise with this group?
Speed-wise, I feel, it's hard to gauge it, I guess, compared to everybody else in the league. But I think, as far as guys in the defensive backfield, I think we have more speed than we've ever had, and I feel like those guys stack up well against anybody else in the conference. And that linebacker, I think one of our best assets is speed. Especially inside, Luke Reimer and Nick Henrich and Chris Kolarvik can really run. So I think that those guys are going to impress people with how fast they move sideline to sideline.
Monday was cool, wasn't it? The day you handed out the black shirts. Take everybody through that. What was that like?
Yeah, it was. Excuse me. It was a pretty surreal event. Just as we got through practice, I knew what was going to happen before it happened. Just kind of getting everything organized. But as you end practice and you kind of look over and you see those, I said before, former black shirts, but they're not former. They're always going to be black shirts.
Right,
but you see those guys standing on the sideline. This year we had the privilege of having Danny Noonan was there and Kenny Wilhite was there. The Kelseys were there, Trev was there, and so it's just a great group of guys that and obviously JP and Jay Foreman, have been helping us, volunteering their time for us, and they were there. But it's just I think it's different when those guys hand them out than if I put them in their lockers or do those kind of things, because you're getting it from a guy that built the tradition, carried on the tradition, established the culture, knows what it takes. And I just think it meant a little bit more to those guys, and those guys seemed to be pretty emotional when they got their jersey.
Trev was in here last night for his athletic director show, and I guess one of the jerseys he handed out was to Cam Tater-Britt. And this is Trev telling me this, he said, Cam said, that was pretty cool that I got the athletic director to give me, that was neat. And somebody goes, he played. Said he didn't know Trev was a player here. How about that?
Well, as in the kind of backstage, if you will, we were kind of out in the hallway, and I went first, gave the first one out. Then Trev came second, and I noticed he didn't really say anything, which everybody knew who he was, obviously as the athletic director. But I then told the next guys, hey, make sure you give a little background, right. Because obviously Trev was an unbelievable football player here in a high draft pick. So for that, Cam to get his jersey from not only the athletic director, but one of the, we're not having an argument about that right now, but one of the best players, in the history of Husker football to give him his jersey as well. Pretty big deal.
A Butkus Award winner.
Right.
And by the way, Butkus was an Illinois guy, which is where we're headed this weekend. Speaking of Cam Tater-Britt, Luke on our text line from Lincoln wants to know, what do you think about Cam saying he wants to have more INTs this year than the jersey number he wears? You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that'd be everybody'd be, trust me, everybody'd be happy with that. And I think Cam understands. We all understand that turnovers, anymore on defense are king. We need to create some sacks. We need to get the ball back more for the offense, and we need to eliminate explosive plays. But Cam understands that, not only do interceptions help himself as he moves down the road, but they also help the team, and they can change the game in a quick manner. So I definitely think he wants those, and I do too.
He made big strides last year. Is there more in there for Cam Tater-Britt in your eyes?
Definitely, there's more. I can't wait for everybody to watch him play football this year. He's he's still the same guy. He's still got the same ability, probably upped a little more, but the mental side of his game has really increased, and I think that's going to allow him to be able to make more plays on the ball. His vision is really good right now, and he's making a lot of plays in training camp, and I hope he gets a chance to make all those plays come the season.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Jeff in our YouTube chat room wants you to talk about that other cornerback spot, how competitive that is. And he says, Coach, come on, let us in. Who's starting?
Yeah.
Just between us right here.
Yeah. I don't know if that's meant for public knowledge yet from the head coach, so I don't want to ruffle any feathers there, but that spot has been very, very competitive over camp, and I think you're going to probably see 3 different guys getting some time at that spot, and as well as some other packages in our defense. Tyreek Johnson, Quentin Newsome, and Braxton Clark have all done a really good job in camp. Very competitive. One guy pulls ahead, the other guys pick up the ground. The next guy pulls ahead, and the other guys come roaring back. So it's been a really good camp. And to be honest with you, I don't think that there's a guy right now that is the clear-cut winner. I'm happy with what all 3 did in camp. We have an idea who's going to be out there first snap on Saturday, but you're going to see more than one face.
You benefited from the super seniors, the kids that had the ability to come back and did come back. How have they been as a group, and are you getting the leadership out of those guys that you had hoped to?
Yeah, it was a big time benefit for us to get that group back. Solved a lot of headaches and a lot of other recruiting issues for us, but the things that they can do for us off the field during practice, just getting those younger guys ready. The cool thing about the way that those guys handle themselves, especially Deontay and Markel during spring ball, the way that they worked, it was cool to see that these young guys now don't know any other way, and that hasn't always been the case. And now these young kids coming in here, these freshmen on defense, they see those guys, the way that they work, and they just don't know another way, and that's just the way it's supposed to be. So they did an unbelievable job with us coming back and helping out in the spring, and along with JoJo and Ben Stilley, who were kind of banged up a little bit in the spring, but those guys have given a tremendous amount of leadership off the field and helping us coach the young kids. It's nice to have somebody else to lean on if I can't be with one of those freshmen, if I've got to get the second string guy ready. But I know that those super seniors are going to take those guys under their wing and really help them out.
If somebody asks you, what position does JoJo Domann play, what do you say? Just everywhere? Anything he wants? I mean, he's all over the field for you.
Yeah, he's a special talent that I don't think you can put in a box. And who knows what he's going to do in his future. I know there's people that like him at different spots, and that's why I kind of say, well, why should I put him at one spot when he can play a lot of them? But he's definitely gifted in the fact that he can walk out and play really good coverage. He can play man. He's really nifty in the zone. You can bring him off the edge, and then he can also come down in the box and play on the edge, or go back inside the box and play a true middle linebacker position. So I think he can do a lot of different things for us, and I think he's hard to scout out for an opposing offense because he is so many different places.
Andy in the chat room wants to know if you've heard his podcast.
I have not heard his podcast, although we did talk about it the other day, and he's trying to get me to go on. So we'll see if that can get negotiated here in the future.
He probably can negotiate a little bit. He's got a little bit of that gift of gab, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think he's got he's pretty well spoken. He's got a knack for dealing with people, and probably his dad probably gave him a little bit of that gift as well.
Yeah. He can do so many different things, and I don't want to put – I'm going to do it, but I shouldn't do this. Is Isaac Gifford a guy that could get to that point before his playing days here at Nebraska are over?
Yeah, Isaac Gifford, doesn't get talked about enough probably because, he's kind of behind JoJo, and JoJo's, definitely set himself up for success. But Isaac is a guy Isaac is the same things we saw in JoJo. He's a really good football player. What is he, a safety? Is he a linebacker? I don't know. I'm not going to say that. He's a really good football player, and he can play a lot of different spots. And he's tough, and he studies the game, and he can play special teams for us. And if JoJo's needs a blow, he's going to get in there. And I don't care if it's in the first quarter or the last quarter. Isaac Gifford's ready to play football, and when he gets his chance, he's going to be really, really good.
Different than his brother?
Yeah, different. Definitely personality-wise. They both have that competitive spirit. They're cut from the same cloth in that piece of the puzzle. But and obviously Luke's a little bit longer and taller, and Isaac's more built for a second level defender. But Isaac is Luke liked to have a little bit more fun, and Luke was very outgoing. Isaac is pretty matter of fact, and he's about getting business done all the time, which I can really appreciate about him.
Is that it for that family? Do they have any more roaming around? Or?
Yeah, I think there might be one more.
Is there one more?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Pretty good football family.
It's an unbelievable family,
yeah.
And they've been great to the Huskers. Both, their contributions on the field, and they've got great families that support us too. So
Luke did so much. Isaac's better days are ahead. I know. He's kind of backlog because you've got some really good players ahead of him. But I love watching him play, and I know you guys love coaching him. Coach Shanahan with us till the top of the hour. It's our Nebraska Football Show. If you want to be a part of it, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. If you call us, that's on our Sports 90 hotline. Brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy it online at woodhouse.com. More with Coach Chin's coming up.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
From Alfred Hitchfield, the master of suspense.
They're growing. Today, there are 1,000. And tomorrow, there'll be 2,000.
Comes a tale of mystery and multiplication.
In a year, there'll be 365,000 and 3,650,000 in 10 years.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about here?
The dollars you get if you win Lucky for Life from the Nebraska Lottery. $1,000 a day for life.
What's with the scary music?
We do lots of movie trailers. Force of habit.
Top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Detos Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or DetosSubaru.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope. Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in the school. For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash App.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving up an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes. Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it.
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything. Game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Husker fans, stay up to date with the most current and latest news by following the Big Red on Facebook and Twitter. These social media homes provide the fastest daily updates on everything surrounding NU athletics, including game results, ticket promotions, and Husker prizes. Log on to also follow several sports-specific pages and Husker head coaches. Become a fan today at Facebook.com/Huskers and Twitter.com/Huskers to join and interact with thousands of Husker fans around the world.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, downtown, and the OG location in Millard. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot, with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
We're back. It's our Husker Football Hour with defensive coordinator Eric Chinander. We're inside of our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Megan Omaha with a text for you, Coach. Please ask Coach to talk about how they teach tackling. Do they teach the DBs to hit them with their shoulders instead of wrapping them up or with their arms? We see the safeties do that frequently.
Yeah, so completely depends on what kind of tackle it is. You know, we would say that there's a few different leverages. If a ball carrier is running into your leverage, if a ball carrier is running away from your leverage, or if he's running at you and you have no leverage, for the DBs, for the D-line and linebackers would be, if he's in the box also would be another form of tackling. But if he's running into your leverage, we would long stride, short stride, shuffle, and shoot your guns. That would be put your eyes to the near thighs, try to capture the backside knee, and wrap him up and take him down. If he's running away from your leverage, that would be where you'd want to use a wrap and roll tackle. And if he's running at you with no leverage, that's the hardest tackle in football. That's when you'd want a long stride, short stride, shuffle, and shoot your guns as well and take him down by any means necessary. But, yes, we're always trying to wrap up with our arms.
Who do you consider some of your better tacklers on the current team?
Actually, when you do the tackle study from last year in the back end, Markel DeSmuke was the most improved tackler. I think Deontay Williams graded out as the highest grading out tackler. On the second level, I can't remember. I want to say Will Honus maybe graded out as the highest tackler. Okay. I think Reimer might be in there shortly afterwards. But we studied that pretty hard in the off season. We also studied every missed tackle and why we missed that tackle, and we had a pretty intense meeting on defense about each missed tackle and why they're missed and how they can be prevented.
Back on the text line, Mark in Omaha, do you ever utilize a matchup zone, and what's your favorite coverage to call?
Yeah, we do use a matchup zone. What's my favorite coverage to call? That's a tough question. Probably depends on first and foremost the run game, and second off what routes the other team is presenting us with. I'm 6-1, half dozen the other on 3 deep coverage and in 2 high stuff. So probably be quarter, half, or some version to cover 3. We have used matchup zones with, especially when we're implementing 5- and 6-man pressures. That would be the time when we're mostly matchup zone. And we have also matched up zone a little bit to one side of the field in a 3 deep shell. Where you're zoned off on one side and matched up on the other. So it kind of depends on, like we said, game plan and what the difficult routes that the other team is presenting us with.
Dorothy Lynch, home style and lightning dressing, endless flavorabilities. Coach Chenander with us here on our football show. Let's head to the phones. Let's go to Beatrice and Dennis. Good evening, Dennis. You're up with Coach Chenander.
Coach Chenander, Dennis speaking, of course. But I just want to ask a kind of 2-part question here. First of all, are we still going to have the traditional song that we always like to hear? And then the other part,
for the tunnel walk, Dennis? You mean for the tunnel walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other question is, are we going to see on the offense, are we going to see 2 people in the backfield to help Adrian out and confuse the defense?
Well, Dennis, I think you might have got the wrong guy on both those questions, but I don't think there's any changes to the music in the tunnel walk.
Not that I've heard of.
Not that I've heard of either. And I think that there's so far what I've seen in camp, there's been sets in the backfield where there's a tight end back there with the running back. There's a couple running backs back there. There's been some solo running backs in the backfield, but I've seen them in many different formations and having multiple people in the backfield throughout camp.
Dennis, appreciate the call back to the text line. How about the run defense this year matching up with Illinois? It was problematic last year in that matchup, but it was.
Yeah, and that's something, Greg, we talked about beforehand, and I talked to the guys. If you eliminate a couple X runs, X plays, explosive plays, plays of 20 or more for us, if you eliminate those two plays out of the equation, you're looking at 2.4 yards per carry. Now you can't go back and take those away, but you got to find out how to prevent them this year. And most of it has to do with everybody doing their job one snap at a time for 72 snaps in a row. That's not easy to do, but I think that the guys understand how important things are. Have a greater understanding than they ever have about how important the little details are. And, if a couple guys slip up on a little detail, that leads to a huge play, and that can just kill your run defense. It can kill your defensive statistics, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but usually when you have poor statistics, you have a poor score given up too. So hopefully those issues are all corrected.
I know you don't. With new staff for them, there's going to be some uncertainty as you go into this thing, but some of their personnel pretty well. This will be the 3rd time we've seen Brandon Peters, their quarterback. What does he do well? What challenge does he present?
Yeah, I think he's a guy that's he wants a shot to play at the next level. So he wants to show everybody that he can throw the football around, and he can. He's got a strong arm. He's been in a couple different systems, but I know he can read and progress through the defense. And he's also, not like some of these other guys where he's going to be running the football all around the field, but he can definitely run the ball good enough to make you pay if you don't keep yourself honest in the zone read, or if you let him out of the pocket in a long passing situation. So I think I got a lot of respect for Brandon. He's done a good job the last few years.
Buckle up and put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. In the chat room, Josh wants to know, is there any chance Will Honus gets back this year?
That's a tough one. I don't exactly know what his schedule is right now. Getting an injury as close as he did to the season is typically pretty hard to come back from. I hope he does. And if he wants to come back, I'd welcome him with open arms. But right now, I'm going to kind of let that timetable be up to Will and see what's best for him and his family.
Nick Henrich, you've moved inside, right, with the loss of Honus at the end of spring. What kind of camp has Nick had?
Yeah, Nick, I thought Nick was playing as well as anybody on the football team during camp, so I was really impressed with what he did. He started off an inside linebacker, and we kind of moved him outside out of necessity, but through spring and through fall, he's done an unbelievable job at filling the need at inside linebacker, and I think that he's going to have a tremendous year also.
Good. Greg in Michigan on our text line. Coach, how do you feel you have grown as a defensive coordinator now that you're in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I don't know, about conference A to B, but, just time, I talked about it with some guys in the media with the article. You get more comfortable with the group. You're more comfortable being in front of the players. You have a better process. You have a better system on defense. Eliminate some things that you don't need. Add some things that you do need. Focus on what needs to be focused on, and how to get the kids most prepared to play a season, how to get them most prepared to play a game. Obviously, being in the Big Ten has, it's made us change some of the things we do for the better, and things that will carry with us, forever, because coaches are really good in this league, and they're always going to find a way to exploit your defense, and every defense has a weakness, but we've found new ways to make those weaknesses very minute and not leave big holes for people to exploit. So I think that the time in the Big Ten has been very beneficial for all of us, just in game planning and making sure the structure of the defense is as sound as it can be.
How diverse are the offenses in this league?
Yeah, it's probably one of the few leagues left where you have guys lining up in 22 and 21 personnel and really trying to pound the football and running power and stretch. And then you'll go in the next week and you'll have a wide open team like Purdue that's going to have a multiple system, and they got a bunch of different plays, and they got every gadget known to man. And you'll run into Ohio States that are kind of half spread, half NFL-ish style systems. So it's very diverse, and it's very difficult to get the kids ready to play each and every week, and even especially when you're seeing the complete opposite of what you saw the week before. But that's part of it too. I mean, that's made us better coaches. It makes these players more ready to get ready for the next level for the NFL.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I think it's one of the most diverse leagues in the country with the variations of what everybody runs. Hey, Valentino's Pizza, Poster, Pepsi, it's all back. Get 2 jumbo 1-topping pizzas for $17.99 each and a free Husker schedule poster. Add a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi for $1.99. Valentino's, it's the official pizza of the Huskers, the way pizza should be. 402-413-2400, the number to call us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. We have more with the coach coming up.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today's topic, animal agriculture. There's been a lot of talk suggesting that giving up meat is good for the environment. However, livestock emissions only account for less than 4% of greenhouse gas emissions, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Also, by reducing meat in your diet, you're missing out on all sorts of beneficial nutrients like protein, iron, and zinc. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. On May 7th and 8th, Nebraska celebrated its largest May graduating class in university history. 3,594 degrees were awarded to Nebraska graduates in ceremonies at Pinnacle Bank Arena and Memorial Stadium. Along with receiving their diplomas, graduates also heard inspiring speeches from notable Nebraskans, including legendary coach Tom Osborne.
Stay up to date with the most current and latest news by following the Huskers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and more. These social media homes provide the fastest daily updates on everything surrounding Nebraska athletics, including game times, results, ticket promotions, prize giveaways, and more. Log on to also follow several sport-specific pages and Husker head coaches. Join today and interact with thousands of Husker fans around the world. Visit huskers.com/social media to see all of our accounts.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving of an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes. Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it.
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything. Game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
You and your vehicles work hard for the important things in life. Trust high-quality AmeriGuard lubricants by Sap Brothers to protect engines, equipment, and your investment at an excellent value, so you can save money for the things that matter more. Like sending your future Husker off to college. Contact your local Sap Brothers petroleum expert for more information on AmeriGuard lubricants. www.sapbrothers.net/petroleum. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
Your team is on a 3-game winning streak, and you're convinced it's because you've worn your lucky football jersey and haven't taken it off. Not for work, a wedding, or even bathing. With Cox, you can actually wear it all season long because we give you game day coverage and content 24/7. So join us and dress accordingly.
Hey Husker fans, save Fan Zone into your Contour Voice remote and enhance your game day experience all week long. Play games, win prizes. Cox, here for Husker fans 24/7.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Husker fans, the 2021 athletic season marks the beginning of mobile tickets for Husker sporting events. Tickets and parking passes for all sports will be available for download in your ticket account on the official Huskers app. It's a safe and easy way to guarantee your entry into some of the most exciting sporting events around. Simply download your ticket from your ticket account or the Huskers app and save to your mobile phone wallet before you leave home. Scan at the gate and enjoy the game. Go Big Red.
Here we go again. The celebrating, the accolades. Ever since we added Marco to our team, our technology can't lose. Day after day, success after success, Marco's made our business IT a force to be reckoned with. The only drawback of being technology all-stars is keeping champagne away from the electronics. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Husker fans, you can win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from Woodhouse Auto Family this season if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown. Woodhouse is going to give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and the official rules, go to huskers.com/Woodhouse. Our winner this week is Jennifer King from Wilbur. Congratulations, Jennifer, and good luck this week. We're back with Eric Chinander, Husker Defensive Coordinator, 402-413-2400. The number to call us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Back to the text line. Coach, do you think Ty Robinson has that killer instinct to be the next great defensive lineman?
Yeah, I do. I feel like he's got all the tools to be considered one of those the top-tier defensive linemen in our league. He's got to show it yet. He's young. He's got a bright future ahead of him, but I think that he's going to have a really impressive year, and I'm really excited to watch him play this year.
Rudy in Florida wants to know if the Polar Bear is going to make the trip to Illinois.
The Polar Bear is doing some really good things. He improved dramatically from the spring into the fall camp, and he had a really good end to the fall camp. And right now we're kind of finalizing that travel roster as we got to see who needs to make the trip for special teams purposes and just to cover up a few little nagging injuries. So I'm not 100% sure if he can get on or off yet, but he's doing a really good job, and you're going to see a lot of him in the future as well.
Good. Greg and Lincoln, are we going to see more starters on special teams?
Yeah, there's been there's a lot of our, speaking for defense, I know that every defensive back and linebacker starts on at least one special team, and most of them start on multiple special teams. So there's been a big emphasis put on special teams this camp. I know Coach Dawson has done a great job, and Coach Frost has put a big emphasis on it as well.
Some guys don't want to mess with that if they're a starter, right? Some guys would just as soon say, hey, that's my time to sit back and relax.
Yeah, I think that's, maybe a wives' tale a little bit, because most of these guys know that if you want to play on Sunday, there's only 53 dudes, and they ain't all active on Sunday. So if you want to play on Sunday, you better either be the top paid guy or you better get your butt on special teams. And we have a lot of people come in and talk to the team, and including some of our coaches that were longtime NFL players, and they all tell them the same thing: you have to take special teams seriously now, or it'll get you cut from the league. And I think that hits home with a lot of guys.
Great point. Todd on our text line, what kind of impact has it been to have Jay Foreman and Jason Peter with eyes on the guys?
Yeah, it's been great. Those guys helping out in the weight room and just being around and kind of, they can take a couple guys can go see them and just get that attitude and the edge from them and just kind of what the culture needs to be, what it was when they were playing. And it's just great, just like the former, black shirts giving out the black shirts. It's one thing for me to say, how guys need to act and all those kind of things, but it's different when a guy that's done it, represented the school, done things the right way, won championships, and been successful in his own career. When those guys grab you and can tell you about it, I think it means a lot.
Buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Wyatt in Alma says, do you try to sell the black shirt tradition when you recruit?
Yeah, you always do. I think, the one cool thing is especially with the NIL situation and stuff coming out, that, what I tell kids all the time is, I've coached at a lot of different places, and this is the only place in America, at least maybe not the only place, but the only place that I've been where it's it's not about the offense. The offense doesn't have the nickname. The defense does. The defense has a tradition. The defense has the coolest bus. The defense has everything going for it, and that can not only help you on the field. It can not only help you with your career, but it also can probably help you with this new NIL thing coming up, because everybody knows who the Black Shirts are across the state, and it means a lot to be in that Black Shirt family.
Somebody in the chat room was wondering, you've seen the U has the big chains they put over. Has Nebraska ever thought about having some kind of trinket when you get a turnover?
Yeah, we've thought about it, and I know there was a guy at Fan Day sent me a letter and brought his kind of WWF championship belt, and it's really cool. I just don't know if that's me, if that's us. That kind of makes it about an individual, and creating turnovers is about a team. And I just never understand how they know who to give it to. Do you give it to the guy that punches the ball out and made the great play, or do you give it to the guy that just happened to be standing there and it bounces in his hands? To me, creating turnovers is what you're supposed to do. Creating turnovers is about the brother to your left and right. Creating turnovers is about how you play as a team and being part of a team. And I don't want to make that the specialist thing in football, the spontaneous celebration. I don't want to take that away from that and make it about an individual. So it's never off the table, but right now that's kind of where we stand.
Okay. Lots of thumbs up on the haircut.
It's as short as it's ever been. My guy Corey down at Berks has done a great job. He talked me into kind of a shorter one today, so I'm happy with it.
Very good. I mean, it's all positive right now on that. All right, 402-413-2400. Still time if you want to sneak on the program with a call or a text. You'll be doing that on our Sports Sunday hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy it online at woodhouse.com. Last segment with the coach coming up.
There is no better way to support your Huskers than becoming a season ticket holder. And a limited number of Nebraska football season tickets are on sale now. Secure your seat in Memorial Stadium for head coach Scott Frost's fourth season at the helm as the Huskers play host to Buffalo, Michigan, Ohio State, Iowa, and more. Now is your chance to become part of the storied tradition that is Husker football. To purchase season tickets, call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska is one of the best schools in America for student Fulbright scholars. 2021 marks the fourth time that the university has been named a top producing institution by the Fulbright program. Of the 30 Huskers who applied this past year, 10 were offered the prestigious Fulbright. An additional 16 Huskers were named semifinalists.
Husker fans, looking for a seat in Memorial Stadium? Custom 3-game mini plans are available now for only $195. Choose any combination of the 6 games available. Matchups available in the 3-game plan include the home opener versus Fordham, Buffalo, Northwestern, Michigan, Purdue, and Iowa. Don't miss this opportunity to join the greatest fans in college sports and help fill Memorial Stadium. To build your mini plan, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, downtown, and the OG location in Millard. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. Coach Shenander with us for a few more minutes tonight, 402-413-2400. Call us with that or text us. Let's go to the phones. Let's go down to Kansas. Tom, you're up next with Coach Chins.
Hey, Sharpie. Hey, Coach Shenander.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, how's it going tonight, guys?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Hey, I got a fun question for you, Coach. I mean, we listen to Husker stuff all the time, and most of it's serious. And I have a fun question for you for the defense and the guys, because going back to my football days or whatever, I would like to know if you guys have like a tradition or something that you guys do before the game or maybe the night before the game, like you guys all get together or whatever, watch a movie, like a football movie or something that, fires you up, gets you like loose and like glues you in a little bit, I mean, because ours was always the program and Latimer, running his head through the windows. And, of course, these guys are a little young for that, but, starting defense, place at the table. And I always picture that, like, when those guys get their black shirts and they just lose it, just go crazy because, I mean, it's awesome to have a great offense, but the most demoralizing thing in the world is, especially back in the days when the Huskers were really good, is those guys just knowing that defense was just going to eat you alive. And I can't wait to hear for your comments, and good luck, Coach, because it's Go Big Red time.
Well, I appreciate your support. It's awesome to hear from you. I couldn't agree with you more about having a great defense and also about the program. I remember watching Latimer smash his head through that car window and screaming place at the table. But I think that each individual guy kind of has their own deal. The night before the game, we have team meetings. We always have a unit meeting where I give them a message to think about it the night, and then they kind of go and have their own deal. And then in the morning and or before the game, depending on what time we're playing, we have a clap session. We talk about what we're about to do on the football field. And then the last thing before we hit the bus is our video guy makes an unbelievable highlight video watching guys flying around and smashing each other. It's awesome, and every time I watch it, he puts it to the music that the guys like, probably not that I like, but the music that the guys like, and every time you watch it and you walk out to that bus, you just have chills going through your body. So I think that's kind of the closest thing that you're talking about, but it's an awesome feeling to be in there with those guys and just watching how pumped up they're getting ready to go into Memorial Stadium.
Tom, appreciate the call. We got about a minute left in the show. Give me a couple of points of emphasis for this game on Saturday.
Well, I think we have to stop the run. Coach Bielema is a longtime Big Ten coach, and he's going to run the football. And they might not do it the same way they did it when he was at Wisconsin, but they will run it. We have to make this game about us and not about them. We have a pretty good idea of what they're going to do, but they could come out and do something completely different. But that's why I believe we have a great system. We have great players. Everyone just has to follow the rules and get their eyes in the right spot. And like we said, make this game about us, not about them. Tackle, get sacks, create turnovers, and I think we'll go home happy.
I'm guessing hydrating has to start now for these guys, right? With this hot, as much sweat that could happen on Saturday.
Yeah, if you don't catch it, I'm no expert. I'm not as smart as those guys, but from what the experts tell me, if you figure out you're dehydrated the day of the game or the night before, it's too late. So the hydrating process, and Coach Frost has done a great job talking about those guys about rest and recovery and hydrating starting Wednesday, starting Thursday, starting Friday.
Very good. Thanks for coming in. Good luck on Saturday. Let's get this going.
Thanks for having me, Greg. We always appreciate it.
There he is, Eric Shenander, Husker defensive coordinator, with us tonight. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of this one with a text, call, or into the chat room. This was fun here tonight. Husker game day, 8 a.m. Saturday.
hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Whew. Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.